Hi, it's Catherine from Moonstarlodge. I've been a tarot and divination specialist since the early 70s, and I did a degree in parapsychology. I was a spiritualist minister, transferred my license into our indigenous community traditions, and so I'm here to talk about some of my techniques. If you haven't followed this channel before, please do like and subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you in future videos, and there's a back catalog of things to have a look at. So let's talk cards. So we've already filmed this video once, so I've kind of reorganized it, thought about how I'd like to do it today. Basically, it's 3 decks, and I'm showing how I pair oracles with tarot decks. And I wanted to show you 2 very similar looking decks. This is the Tarot of the Abyss by the very famous artist Anna Turin. This is Heart and Hands Tarot by Liz Blackbird. And this is Morgan's Tarot by Morgan Robbins, and it goes all the way back to 1970. It says it's a tarot. It has nothing to do with tarot in the formal definition, but it does make a fabulous oracle with its 88 very trippy 1960s kind of cards. So all the decks are black and white decks. Let's get this off to the side here. These 2 are the tarot. This one is the oracle. They're both line drawing with some figurative art. And I wanted to show you how I decide what the best connection is. First of all, from the point of view of Morgan's Tarot, it's very 1960s. And the art style, although that's not the most important parameter, you'll see that this deck here has a very 60s vibe to it. This is the Lovers. This card was the 10 of Pentacles. This is the 6 of Swords. 8 of Wands. Very complex. There are no parts of the background that are left not filled in. Here's the Prince of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. Incredible, incredible complexity. And if I remember, and I may not be remembering correctly just exactly how long, but I believe it took Liz Blackbird something nearly 2 decades. When I look at this deck by Anna Turin, here's the Wheel of Fortune. Again, the field is all filled in, foreground and background. Very complex drawings. The detail in both of these cards is incredible. There's tremendous beauty. The goddess figure body in the tree. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Here's a 10 of Swords, and in this deck Anna put 2 very different cards for the 10 of Swords, because historically somebody with 10 swords of them is pretty graphic and ghastly to some of the querents. So she gave us an alternate for this card and an alternate for another card in this deck. But again, very similar kinds of intense drawings that you really have to stop and study. This is the 3 of Swords. So she's literally giving up her heart to feed that bird. Very intricate. Now, the art style for the Morgan's Tarot. Let me pull some of the cards for you. This may not be a circle, but it's perfect, whatever it is. Boo. Drug dragged. Now you're seeing the 60s vibe here. Power. The war has reached a critical point between Atlantis and Mu. I come from a different planet. Door to the Akashic Records. Oh, my technical advisor has just come in here and wrecked my thing. But anyway, we've got Eternal Bliss with the Sanskrit sign for Om. Not unfolding the way it should, the universe. There is no you. So this is very much, oh, here's some 60s script for you. Anyway, I think it's a lot easier with this deck to presume that, here's our Five of Cups. While I could pair this deck with the Tarot of the Abyss, my inclination is that the best suit match is this deck, the Heart and Hands Tarot. And now, since my technical advisor is involved in this, I'm going to ask him to come. I'm going to back up the wheelchair, and he can just show you the yes. You'll have to come around this way, I think. Tell him what you're doing, please.
Okay, so we're asking if this combination is a good one. The tarot, the Heart and Hands Tarot and the Morgan's Tarot, and the rods, as you see, are crossing, so that's a yes. Now I ask the same question, is the Morgan's Tarot Oracle a good match with the Tarot of the Abyss? And they both fall away, indicating no.
All right. Thank you, technical advisor. Captain of the starship. All right, so that was a very simple one. Now I'm going to switch to some other decks which have more complex relationships. So after the magic of technical director here, I have replaced those first three with a more complex choice situation. I have recently brought in this cute little deck. It's called Enchanted Blossoms, and it's by Carla Morrow. Now, I thought this was a bit fluffy, but I was completely ashamed and wrong to prejudge. Each of these cards has a butterfly. The butterfly has the head and tail of a dragon. A little more difficult to see in this card. But the technical drawings of the flower and the technical drawing of the body of the butterfly is stunningly accurate. And in the actual book that comes with it, she gives you the Latin name for the flower and its common name, and the Latin and common name for the species and genus of the butterflies. So the only difference, the creative license, if you will, is to add the body, the top of the head and the tail, and sometimes part of the body, to an actual real genus of butterfly and the flowers. So this one is affection, and the card is Rose Riverdin's Blue. This is ambition. This is a hollyhock and a painted lady butterfly, and the little dragon is here. And so this is a beautiful card, appreciation. It's the sunflower, and it's got the head and tail again. So this is a really stunning deck, and it's certainly much more seriously useful, because the complex descriptions of each of the cards, the book completely changes the nature of the value of these cards. So I thought, do I pair them with dragons? Why, yes. And I will pair them with a botanical tarot too, because they have value for both subjects. But I just thought today I would show you how I eliminate which tarot, or make it like a game and bring it down to which tarot I'm going to use with this oracle. This is the only oracle, the rest are tarots. This one is difficult to read. It says Fantastical Creatures Tarot, and there's a lot of dragons in it. I wasn't sure whether I was going to bring that out, but we doused, and yes. This is the Dragon Tarot. It's a US Games deck. This is Tarot Draconis. This is a stunning deck. It's very beautiful. The Dragon Tarot by Nigel Suckling. This is a tiny dragon tarot. This is Lo Scarabeo. And I don't say Lo Scarabeo like most people. I say Lo Scarabeo because I actually did a Google translate for spoken word, and that's how the gentleman pronounced it. So I'm trying to say it the right way. If that's the right way, I don't know. This is another dragon oracle. So this is a botanical dragon butterfly oracle. And I wanted to show you how I move through the assessment process. Because I am a little bit spoiled for choice here, I'm just going to separate this one out right now. I have many different art styles here. So I'm going to get the Starship Captain back over here and have him eliminate everything but two, if you can. Sorry, this tuck box is not cooperating.
Okay, you can stay there. So the best question that I would ask is, show me the top, first best tarot deck for Catherine to use right now.
With this?
In combination with the Enchanted Blossoms. The Dragon Tarot? No. The German tarot book thing? Ravenous Dragon? Tarot Draconis, Dragon Tarot, and I can't read
Fantastical
that. Fantastic Creatures.
So
we end up with Ravenous and the Enchanted.
All right. I'm going to pick one here that didn't make the cut. And let's see why Spirit is eliminating this. So this is the Dragon Tarot by Nigel Suckling. And because the cards sit very loosely within this box, I put them in a little fabric bag. So here's our Dragon Tarot. I'll just sit the box to the side so we see who the contenders in this match are. Here's butterflies and botanicals with dragons. And let's see, Ravenous Dracone. All right, so let's have a look here. We have the Queen of Swords and the Fool. I suspect this one is in order, and indeed I am correct. I wonder if this one is in order. Just bear with me a moment. it's not in order. So Queen of Cups, fairly realistic looking bird here. The Fool. King of Swords, dude. And the Magician. Ace of Wands. This is the High Priestess. I'm not seeing a whole lot of prominent dragon stuff here. The Five of Pentacles. This is, yeah, the Empress. Six of Pentacles. Emperor. Wheel of Fortune. Still dragons in these cards. The Hierophant. So, somewhat similar styles, but energetically, this is a very playful story. It's the story of a raven and a dragon who become inseparable. It's a beautiful deck. And possibly it's because of the double flyers with birds and dragons and butterflies and dragons. I'm not sure, but my sense is energetically I feel the pull between the two. I don't feel the medieval artwork here. Actually, I don't feel it works with this. These are more, as we see these, if we could see dragons and we could see the backgrounds and foregrounds in these cards, they are much more similar, much more energetically similar. If you could feel the energy, you would understand where I'm going with that. But this kind of medieval stuff is just not working with, oh, this is a pip deck as well, I had forgotten that. But anyway, that's that analysis. Not the most erudite, but we're going to stop for a moment and switch out the cards again. All right, so adjusting again with the power of the Starship Captain. We've taken the runners up. Here is another Dragon Oracle, very different art style from the botanical one that I showed you a few minutes ago. So these are by Diana Cooper, who is a Hay House author, and I'm just going to move the box to the side. So I'm going to ask Brian to repeat this exercise. The Lo Scarabeo, this is also, I think, Lo Scarabeo, but it's Tarot Draconis. Fantastical Creatures, and the Dragon Tarot, and the other Dragon Tarot. This one is going to be more difficult because the art style is almost exactly the same. So we're not judging this by art style now. We have to go by the energy. So I'm going to ask Brian to focus in on the energy of the Oracle and then decide which ones it could be paired with.
All right, show me the best deck to pair with the Dragon Oracle. Tarot Draconis. No. The Tarot de Draken. Nope. The Fantastical Creatures. Big yes. Dragon Tarot, no. And the Nigel Suckling Dragon Tarot. So the winner is Fantastical Tarot.
Thank you. Fantastical Creatures Tarot. Well, that completely surprises me. I was not expecting that, and that's my bias then. But would I possibly connect all of these together? This one with this? Sure. I would try it, and I would give it a good go before I dismissed any of them. But apparently, and in my library software is going to go the statement that this particular Dragon Oracle is going to be paired with the fantastical creatures. Now, if you watched my library video, you'll note that I keep my paired sets together. I don't put them in their usual category. So because of that, these two will go together in my paired category, and it won't go back in with the Dragon Tarot, the rest of the grouping of Dragon Tarot. So now I'm looking at another trio. This is now ramping it up a little bit, where I'm going to pair 2 oracles with 1 tarot, and then I will give you the rationale why. So I'm just going to move these. Okay, so 3 decks. The tarot that I'm looking at here is the Guardian Tarot, and it's a really odd, most unusual tarot I've got in this category. It's about tree spirits and spirits that protect the earth and protect us. Phenomenal deck. I really had to work with it for a while to get to know it and love it, and again let go my initial impressions of what it seemed to be. It's a much deeper deck, and it's gentle. It's gentle, and you know that it isn't just our own ancestor spirits, ghosts, guides, and teachers, angels, archangels, ascended masters. It's not just the spirit world that's looking over us in that way. It's the spirits of the earth, the spirits of the beings there. So that's the tarot. And the first deck I got to pair with it, excuse me, my puppy is chewing my sock under the table. The first deck is the Peace Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno and Leela J. Williams. And I wanted an oracle to pair with it, and I had absolutely nothing that was anything truly like it that related to trees. And then another YouTube tarot reader pointed this deck out in a review, and I saw the trees on the cover and the fact that it said peace, and I perked up. So when I saw the review, I saw that all but 5 of the 45 cards actually had trees in them. And the trees are all, you know, anthropomorphic kind of trees, and they're beautiful, beautiful art. There is a peace in these cards, a tremendous sense of peace, and a variety. There's tremendous thought been put into them. The cards that don't show evidently trees seem to have growth like fields, like sky and clouds and flowers, and there's some sunflowers, things that would potentially, possibly grow into trees, but there's 5 of them like that. So these cards, I'm going to push the boxes out of the way now and start laying them out for you. That's the Tony Carmine Salerno one. The Liminal Spirits takes this in a different direction. These are Witch's Spirit cards by Laura Tempest Zakroff. So this deck is divided into different kingdoms and concepts related to kingdoms. So this is all foliage, but this has, I'm just getting the book to make sure I cover all the kingdoms here. So the groups, we have the cards. We have the rights of roots, inspiration, time, environment, and star. We have rites or rituals, places, 5 cards for trees, 5 for herbs, 5 for scale, slither, and swim, 5 for the wingeds, 5 for the fur fauna, and artifacts. And artifacts include crystal, metal, clay, fiber, and bone. And then there is mushroom. It's its own thing. So different kinds. So this is all foliage, trees. These are tree spirits. But now we've got trees mixed in with other earth elements. So this gives you some actions here when you're incorporating rituals. So let's have a look at this. Just making myself some space on a decreasing surface. Queen of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, Chariot, 7 of Swords, 2 of Cups, Knight of Wands. That's a beautiful card. And here's the 10 of Swords. Brian is telling me I don't have enough space here. Kind of line these up a bit better. Okay, so you're getting a cross-section of the art. You will note that the colors, the soft, gentle colors, this card represents healing. This one is realization, positive outcome. Here's one, fertility. Here's where we get into the tree people. Choice. And forever present. So this is giving you some additional divination information, and thematically and in colorways, somewhat similar art styles, very similar. So that was an easy pairing. But then when I pulled this deck out, I feel like I'm running out of room here. Can you zoom out a bit, Brian? So I don't really have room for another card then. Maybe I can push these up. We're kind of winging it here today, so, you know, should have had a music track. So here's the card for crystal. Similar coloring, very pastel-y. Here's monk's hood. Here's fox. Here's that infamous mushroom. Here's a gateway. And here's roots. Most of this card's a little bit brighter, but some of these bright colors appear in some of these cards too. I'm less worried about the color. I'm more concerned when I'm pairing cards about content. So this gives us the divinatory assisted message to the tarot. These actually give us some rituals and some suggestions for things to perhaps bring into our medicine bundles. So I look forward to doing some channeling with these particular cards in the near future, and I find them very powerful. I'm actually journaling with them for myself and going through an ancestor book that was recently chronicled by Benabel Wynn in one of her videos. And it's you have to have just the right deck for that, for ancestor work. But this so appeals to my concept of spirit collectively. Anybody who's been here for healing is lucky to get away without a crystal up their nose. It's just extraordinary how well some of these decks blend together. So let's pause the video for a moment. All right, so I've cleaned up my space here for a moment, and I thought I would finish this off. I had some other comparisons to make for you. Just maybe I'll show you for the next time. I just received and have used on camera, on Instagram at least, this Poe by Red Feather Schiffer, and then this Poe, and I thought I would make a comparison video, not in terms of oracles to use, but just to show you the difference in the tone and timbre between those two decks. And a deck I'd like to review soon is the Tarot of the She, about the Fae. It's very Celtic, and comparing it with decks like Earthcraft. All right, so I thank you for persevering through our technical weirdness here this afternoon, and puppy nonsense and all the other things that go along with making videos, in my house anyway. So thank you, miigwech, take care, and we'll see you soon.